All right, it says I'm live. Can anybody help me? Hey there. I'm not seeing anything, but if anybody could just let me know if I'm actually live, because I can't tell. I had to switch over to OBS. I really am sorry. But can you just comment something? Okay, awesome. You can hear me, you can see me. I apologize. I had to be a little late because I forgot that I had to use OBS. That's an external software from YouTube because I pre-planned this event and I forgot and I hadn't set it up on this laptop. I used to use my old laptop. And so, yay. It's awesome that I'm on now. I can't see myself, but that's awesome. I can only just talk to you and I can just read the comments off. Awesome. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful day, and I want to jump right into the topic. Okay, so for those of you who may not know my story, let me just sum it up. Okay, so I'm a professional singer and vocal coach. I do live in Germany. I lived in the States for many years, and I also went to college there to study vocal performance. And I actually used to be an opera singer. And I performed opera for a few years professionally, and decided at one point that I didn't want to do that anymore because the stage directors wanted me to do all this stuff that just totally didn't agree with anything I believe in and my feeling for the music. So that's why I decided to not do that anymore, and I just started freelancing, which was the best decision of my life. I actually have been doing anything and everything I want to do, and I don't have to do what I don't want to do. And one of the things I really had enjoyed before my daughter came along is I was hired on cruise ships quite a bit as a solo artist. And I had passenger status, which means I had a passenger cabin. I could eat at the restaurant, 5-course meals every day and buffets. And basically within like a 3-week cruise, I would do like 2 or 3 shows. So that's cool. So it was really fun because I got to see a lot of places. I got to see Antarctica and the Arctic. I got to see all of the South Pacific. I got to see Easter Island and all those like Tahiti, all the islands, all the way through New Caledonia, New Zealand there. Philippines too. So I got to see quite a bit of the world. South America, Chile, the fjords there. Awesome. It was wonderful. So that was really cool. And just my skill as a singer brought me there, and I didn't have to pay anything. I remember that trip we went to Easter Island first. I started on Easter Island, then went down to the southern tip of Fireland, which is, southern Argentina. Ushuaia is that port, that city. And then we went into the Antarctica, and that trip, I was on the ship for 5 weeks, and I think that trip, if I had to pay it back then, it would have cost 35,000 euros, which is crazy expensive, and I even got paid for it, which is awesome. Yeah, that is way out there. So today, I want to talk about engineering success. And lately, I've talked to a lot of you who have told me that you are scared, or you just are too self-conscious and you just don't know how to perform in front of people, or just don't even know how to get yourself in front of people. And in my last live stream, which was, I don't know, was it yesterday or the day before? I'm not sure anymore. I think even yesterday, probably. It might have been yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure. But what happens is that you can, if you have a plan of what it is very specifically that you want to achieve, you can achieve it, but you have to engineer it. You have to literally write down steps, come up with an action plan, with a strategy to get to where you want to be at the end. And I always say, start with the end in mind. Picture what it is that you want to achieve. Do you want to achieve singing in front of 50 people? singing in front of 1,000 people, which I think the more people, the easier it becomes because you don't really see individual people. So getting yourself in front of people, how do you get there? And I talked about it before. Nowadays, it has never been easier to start getting in front of people in order to get over your fear. Fear is something, fear, it could be an acronym for false evidence appearing real. Everybody knows that there's fear that is important, but there's also that fear which is totally unfounded. There's no reason for it. It's just our mind. I don't know. It's maybe from childhood. We are afraid, but nothing actually really ever happened. I mean, even if someone is scared of spiders, usually these are not people who have been terribly bitten by a spider before. Usually these are people who have never even been close to a spider. So the fear is it's unreasonable. So in order for you to get in front of people, you know what? That is right here. John, your comment right here sums up what I hear all the time. You're not the only one. Not ready for the stage yet. Still have to tweak with my voice, but I would love to play live someday. Fear can take out your voice. Yeah, but the sure way to not improve and to not get closer to your goals is just to do absolutely nothing and to keep saying, I'm not ready. You know what? You're not gonna be ready. I talked about it last time. There's not gonna be the perfect time. You have to start making a plan, to start taking action now, to face your fear. And don't worry about not being good enough. That's not the issue. I think, don't think about, you have to create something that you know how to do. And I will tell you the process that I go through, or that I tell all my students to go through to take the nervousness out. Now, first of all, make a repertoire list. Make an actual repertoire list. It can only be just 10 songs. Pick 10 songs that are very easy for you to sing. Don't pick songs you love, but they're really difficult. Pick songs that you love that are actually pretty basic. It doesn't have to be any fancy stuff. It doesn't have to go very high. In your comfort zone, okay? When you practice, you want to push your limits. But when you are getting ready for a performance scenario, you want to actually, in relation to where you push your limits when you practice, you want to take it back a notch in a performance setting, okay? You want to make sure that in that performance setting, you have the feeling that it's totally doable. That is the first step. You have to write down a repertoire list and get ready for it. And the next step is really practically think about it. Make a plan of how is it that I want to deliver these songs. Do I want to accompany myself on the guitar, the piano, ukulele, whatever instrument you know how to play? Or do I want to use karaoke tracks, which is cool, but it does make it harder in regards to choosing the right key. So be extra careful to choose the right key. And that is so important. You have to make sure that when you're in a live performance scenario, you actually sing in a key that you can sing in comfortably. Like in the beginning, when you are starting to get in front of people and you're already nervous as like crazy, right? Nervous like crazy. You're shivering and everything, and you can't breathe, you're short of breath, and you're just all nervous. You want to not do anything complicated. You want to start training your brain. You want to start training. But the most important thing is have a plan. Make that repertoire list, choose the right keys, start practicing, and start well in advance. Don't do nothing and say, I'm not ready. Do it now. Start now. Make that list. Pick your songs. Pick songs that feel easy to you. And then when you feel that you're very much prepared, you feel like, I know these songs by heart, I could practically do them in my sleep. It's like not that I know the lyrics by heart, and it feels like I don't have to think so extremely hard and think about 20 things all at once when I'm trying to perform the song. Get to a place by repetition to where you feel pretty comfortable with those songs. Now, the next step is, of course, to look for a place and a way to get in front of people. And you know what? The easiest thing to start practicing that is if you ask friends or family members to have a little home house concert. It doesn't have to be anything formal, but you will put yourself in the situation of, oh my goodness, they're all sitting there and I'm seeing them, I'm looking at them, I'm watching them, and they're watching me, and now they're just sitting there being quiet, waiting for me to do something. It's so easy, really. Just plan that. Plan it. It's going to be for free, of course, but plan it as if they were each paying $1,000 to come to see you. That's how you have to treat it. You have to take it seriously. But don't take it seriously in a way that you think, if I do one thing wrong, I'm just going to be killed. No. You just want to do it. You want to do your best. You want to take it seriously. You don't want to take it lightly, but you want to just do your best. And that's how you start really connecting to an audience and learning. There is a lot to be learned. As you know, connecting to an audience isn't something that you just naturally do. Yeah, some people are naturally better than others, but it totally can be trained. Fear, yes. Phobias. A phobia is like an unfounded fear, really. Okay, Scott says, I seem to tense up during singing. I may start great, but then I feel tones of anxiety when it dawns on me that I'm actually showing my voice, and then I tense up. Yeah, but you know, the reason why you do that is because you haven't done this 100,000 times yet. And even I still get nervous sometimes, but I have learned that, okay, nothing bad's gonna happen. Once I start, I'm okay. You have to retrain your brain. I can't emphasize it enough. If you really do want to go somewhere, and I know almost everyone who's here right now watching me, your dream, even if you may not want to admit it, but you want to actually perform in front of people. You want to sing well, and you want them to admire you, not because you want to be great or something, or you want to be famous. No, you just want to have that feeling, that exhilarating feeling that is very addictive, I can tell you that, of just having that adrenaline rushing through your body and performing, and then like having done it. I tell you, the best feeling in the world is after you get through a performance that you were so nervous about, you get through, it like falls off like this huge weight off your shoulders, and people start coming to you and saying, wow, this was pretty nice. I really enjoyed it. That reward that comes back, even if it's the smallest thing that anybody says positive about you, that really triggers this reward feeling, you know, and it does get very addictive. And after it's over, it's almost like, you know, the hormone rush, it's gone. And then it's almost like, I need more adrenaline. It's almost like skydiving, which I've never done. I would totally want to do it. But everybody who has done it has told me that before you jump out, it's like, I'm crazy. I don't want to do it. What was I thinking? No way in the world am I jumping out here. But, you know, once they jumped, it's like, whoa, this is the best feeling I've ever had in my life. There's absolutely nothing that compares to it. And then, you know, when it's over, it's like, oh, what? It's already over? I want to do it again right now. That's how it is with singing in front of people. You really get this rush. I've had this with all of my groups that I've led. I was the stage director and the overall director and musical director for some musical theater shows for a few years. And the crew, I mean, it was crazy work. It was just like we worked all night and day, the last days before opening night. And it was stress, pure stress. But then after the show was over, everybody was like, oh, my life feels so empty now. What am I going to do? I want another show right now. So, yes, if you would love to perform for your work, you have to really start doing more than you're doing now. And I think the online platforms are a good place. I mean, but you have to do it live. You know, there's Facebook you can do live. There's YouTube you can do live. Even if there's no one watching, but the potential of someone watching is there. But I think having a small group of people, having a house concert and actually formally planning it and telling people, like, this is the invitation, I'm inviting you for a little concert that I'm doing, pick 10 songs. And you will not only learn the skill of singing in front of people, but you will also learn the skill to entertain, and between songs, you got to tell people something. And so you learn moderating, you learn being a little bit more confident in talking to people. And if you invite family and friends, I mean, it is the most nerve-wracking things because they know you and it's like, what are they going to think? But on the other hand, it's the most rewarding because they already know you so well. So even if you don't do so well, it's not like they're like, what in the world? Weird person. They're not going to think that about you. Okay, so if you really just genuinely tell them, I want to practice this because it's something that is so much in my heart and I want you to help me practice this. So maybe I just have 3 people or 5 people come together and you do a little concert for them. So engineering success, you have got to think of the end. So if you want to sing in front of 10,000 people one day, you're going to have to start singing in front of one person and then maybe 5 people and then maybe 20 people. And then maybe go up to 100 people. And then one day maybe you'll sing in front of 1,000. I haven't sung in front of 10,000 yet. I think the most I have sung in front of was like 3,000 in Vienna. But it doesn't matter anymore. If you can sing in front of 5 people, you can totally sing in front of 5,000. It's so much easier to sing in front of large crowds, I believe. So Galaxy Light says, I want to play guitar and sing for people on cruise, travel the world, and meet people from all over the world. Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you can. But let me tell you this. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not easy to get there. It does take little action steps every day to get there. And that's just how it is in life. You have to start now. Like, if you want to do this goal, like, set a goal. By when do you want to do what? So in 3 years from now, I want to have my first paid gig in front of like people in a restaurant or in a bar or in a club. I don't know what you want. Or I want to have my first concert with my songs that I write myself with your own compositions. Well, make that goal and actually set it as a goal. And then reverse engineer. And you're going to start panicking because like, ooh, I better get to work right now because time is going to fly by so quickly. You got to start taking action steps right now. Yeah, John, like I said, it is so much easier to sing in front of a large crowd than in front of like a really small audience. I think small audience is so much more difficult because you have to really connect. You can see everybody's expression on their faces. When there's a large audience, it's like neutral. It's almost like I'm talking to the camera right now. I can't see any of you. And that's how it is when you're in front of a large audience. The lights blind you. You can't see anyone and everybody's kind of far away. But doing a small setting, I think is so much, it teaches you so much. And you got to start developing your skills, not just your singing skills. And the singing skills will happen. And you know what? Another thing. Okay, if you want to start to be bold, you want to really train yourself. I mean, it's all a matter of how important is this to you? How important is this to you? That's the only question I need to ask you. Go to your nearest, a little bit bigger city that has a pedestrian area and stand there and sing. There's always street musicians. Every city I've ever been to, there's street musicians. Some are awesome, some are, well, it's okay. Do it. And there's just people coming by. And you know what? They don't know you. When they have gone by, they will probably never see you again. Chances are you will learn a lot. You know, it's not for them, it's for you. It's for you to really learn. I know it's the ultimate, but if you really want this, you have to engineer your success. You have to actually do, I mean, it's like what if, Mercedes wants to build a new model car? How are they going to do that? They're not just going to well, one day we have this idea and one day this car is just going to come out. No, that's not how it works. They have to engineer it. They have to actually sit down. The mechanics, the engineers, all of these different departments have to come together and make a plan, draw it out, and then where do we get the material? How is it going to be built? What are the machines we need for it? And then, there's so much that goes into it, and it takes years to develop until that new model is going to come out. So that's how it is with your voice and with your skills as a performer. If you're interested in working with me in a small group on really working on your mindset and helping you engineer your success, you really need to go to findyourvoice.tv. And I'm opening up that mastermind group. It's not about singing technique. It's really about your mindset. It's really about helping you just taking the action steps and telling you this is what you need to do, and helping you even know what is it exactly that I want to do and that I need to do. What is it that I'm dreaming of? And then start taking action now. So if you want to go, the price is so going to go up. I have a few people in the mastermind group right now, and it's going to continue out, through in September, October. But the price is totally going to up. It's a beta because I realized that a lot of singers, it's not just the technique, you're all right. I mean, the technique you can always work on, but the major thing that's holding you back is your mindset. You're too shy, you don't know where to start, and you basically don't do anything except practice on your own, which is a good thing, but it's not really going to bring you closer to your goal of actually one day singing in front of a crowd and actually making money with it. You've got to do more. So I would love to see you. Let me know. Findyourvoice.tv. Mindset's so important. I just can't even tell you. I went to a wedding today, and that was so funny. I don't know if you're following me on Instagram, but in my Instagram story today, I showed where I was performing, and it was the exact same place that I performed at last week Sunday. And I didn't know until a couple days ago when I looked at my information that I had for this wedding today, and it was oh, is that the same church that I sang at last Sunday for the wedding? And coincidentally, it was absolutely the same church. Different couple. They didn't even know each other or anything. And it was really funny. And so, yeah, I sang Faith Hill's song, I'll Be There. It was pretty. And they all came to me afterwards saying, oh, Freya, this was beautiful. So, yeah. This is the reward. I made people happy today, and that's why I do what I do. I made people happy, and they appreciate me, and that's why they want to pay me. I love, a friend of mine calls, when somebody pays him for his services, he doesn't call it money, he calls it certificates of appreciation. And that's how I like to see it too. People enjoy so much my singing and what I do that they really want to give me certificates of appreciation. And I think there's really a case to be made for, if you do something for free, people aren't going to appreciate it as much as if something is actually, hurts them to pay for. I mean, it also tells you how important something is to someone, right? And that's how it is also with, you investing into your dream. How important is it? What's more important? What is the most important thing in your life? I know your family should be, but there's so many things we spend money on, and I don't know, is that thing going to matter in 10 years from now, in 20 years from now? I know your dream will matter at the end of your life. Your dreams will always matter, and your dreams are the most important thing in your life. At the end of your life, you want to look back and not have the feeling you didn't go for your dreams, you didn't even try it. You want to have the feeling I did everything. I tried. I did. And I took action. And so, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's kind of weird today because I'm not seeing, finding the time is something. But like I said, it's really the compound effect. You don't need tons of time, really. If you can only dedicate 15 minutes every day, and I'm sure there's something you're doing right now for 15 minutes that you could just drop. Don't do it. I don't know what it is, but I just, I don't watch any television. I just don't, because other things are more important to me. So I'd rather talk to you right now than watch a TV show. I mean, I do sometimes, and I do need to relax and just chill out and rest sometimes, but yeah, hard pills to swallow. I know. The truth isn't always convenient, but see, getting closer to your goals, I didn't say it was going to be convenient or easy. I said it's possible, and I want to really help you with that, but it's going to require action steps. And if you don't have a lot of time, just dedicating those 15 minutes, not to just lollygag and do just anything. You want to consciously invest that time every day, just a little bit. I mean, it's like when I started YouTube, it's every Friday I uploaded a video. Every Friday. I just kept doing it, and nobody would watch it in the beginning. And then maybe 10 people and 20 people and 50 clicks, or wow, 50 clicks, that's wonderful. And then I had 100 clicks on a video, within a few weeks. I'm like, wow, this is really getting traction now. So it really does take time, but those little steps that you keep repeating and just consistently take the action, that is it. But see, don't just do anything. There's no use in just doing. You have to do something that you know is going to lead you to your goal. And I say no nowadays to almost everything, just because I ask myself, does that fit into my plan of what I really want in my life? And if it's not really going to help me get there, I'm going to have to say no, because if I say yes to this thing that isn't really going to matter 10 years from now to me, it might take me away from something that I could have said yes to that is important, that is going to bring me closer to my goals. So, everything you say yes to, there's something else you can't do because of it. So be very careful about what you do and what you don't do. Okay. Yeah, I'm using, I don't know how this is turning out today. I'm actually using OBS. It's a free, an open source software. And I don't know if the quality is better than usual, but I'm using this. Yes. And I would really appreciate it. Just jump onto my website, findyourvoice.tv. I got masteryourvoice.tv, which is more for the technical part, singing technique and actually how to sing. But Find Your Voice is to help you find your voice and find a way to get your voice out into the world. So check the website out. I know you're probably going to like it. There's not a lot of stuff on there. It's very minimalistic so far yet. And also my other channel, Find Your Voice. So streaming is not bad. Only lagged once. Okay, good. Maybe I should be using OBS from now on. There, it's frozen now, I think. Is it frozen? No, it's not. Okay. That's it for today. Shoot me an email anytime. Contact me on Facebook. Please don't send me videos of you or ask me to assess your singing. I get tons every day and I want to help you, but I just absolutely cannot. This takes a lot of time. This is where I put my masterclass, and in my Facebook group, Master Your Voice, every Thursday, everybody can post. But please don't just send me video clips or audio clips and ask me to assess that. You can buy a one-time video assessment where I give you a very detailed analysis You can find that on masteryourvoice.tv. Work with me. And that is that's an inexpensive way to have my direct feedback. So, yes, well, thank you so much. John, Russell. Oh, you just joined. I'm sorry you were late. If you are on my email list, today I actually announced it ahead of time. So, yeah, if you're not on my email list, you should be. All you need to do in order to be on my email list is just go to my website, masteryourvoice.tv, or go to masteryourvoice.tv and just download any of the free things I have to offer. And then you will be on my email list. You have to just check that you do want to be on my email list. I don't actually have a feature that where you can sign up for newsletter or anything. I just don't. Just whenever you download something for free on my website, then you can check if you want to be on my email list to get announcements like when I'm going live next. Thank you everyone so much. I'm a little tired today. I don't know. I went to bed kind of late and I woke up early because I left kind of like the shutters open and it gets light at 5:30 here in the summer. So I woke up around 6 and I didn't get a lot of sleep because when there's light, I wake up. That's just it. So, and I had a wedding today and I had a wedding yesterday where I was saying, yeah, please do follow me on Instagram if you have Instagram. Freya Casey Music. I try to do more stories these days just to kind of take you around. Okay, I need to be getting off. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend and hopefully I will see you soon. Have a great day. Always keep on singing. Bye.